Welcome to JD's Prep. All right, so for the next few questions, we're going to be looking at Crater Lake, which is the deepest lake in the United States. We're given a bunch of information about the background and the formation of Crater Lake, which actually isn't relevant to the questions that were given, so I'm actually just going to skip this and go on to the questions. All right, so our first question is asking us to, in our answer booklet, draw the 500 meter depth isoline. So this picture here is from the answer booklet. Now, in order to draw this isoline, you want to connect any 500 points, measurement points. The line will go through those 500 and in between the points that are higher and lower than 500. So a good practice is just to identify 500s first. Right, and then we will connect those and draw the line in between the relevant higher and lower numbers as best we can. And it should look something like that. And so for this next question, we will use the field map with the isolines to create a profile along line AB. So we'll take this line here and we'll want to plot the lake depth at each isoline that crosses line AB and transfer that to a line here. So we know that at point A, it's going to be 0 meters, and at point B, it's going to be 400 meters, but what is it going to look like in between, okay? And we need to make sure that we are looking at these lines and looking at the appropriate scale of where line AB crosses each isoline, and that's represented in this profile right here, right? So for you doing it on paper, it's going to be easiest to use a ruler and create some sort of scale that then you can transfer from the field map to the lake depth. I'm going to do something kind of similar. I'm going to mark the depths using just kind of roughly here. So that's 300 and 400. Okay. And then I'm going to copy that little section and bring it over to help us construct the profile. All right, so now we have this, and it's in the same scale as here, and I'll just be able to use this as a bit of a reference for where each of those are crossing, where each of those isolines cross. So it's about there. I'm kind of plotting from here, 200, 300, and 400. All right, so you should have those points and that at 0, and then you can connect those dots to look something like this. Again, using paper and pencil and ruler is going to be the best way to get more accuracy than I've been able to do here on the tablet. All right, so for this next question, we're being asked to determine the gradient in meters per kilometer between point C and D. So point C and D are here. Okay, so we can already tell that C is at 0 meters and D is at 400 meters depth. All right, so our gradient, the first piece, we're trying to get it in meters per kilometer. So it's going to be 400 meters. Okay, and now we just want to use the scale here to determine what that depth is, okay? So once again, if you have a ruler, it'll be easier for you to measure this, okay? But if I can take my scale down there, it seems to me like C to D is a distance of about 1.5 kilometers, okay? All right, so 400 meters divided by 1.5 kilometers. Okay, our gradient is going to be 266.7 meters per kilometer. This next question asks us to determine one possible depth in meters of Crater Lake at location X, which is right there. We just need to read the isolines. So according to the isolines, it is less than 200, but not as little as 100. So any number between 100 to 200 meters, so let's say 150 meters. And lastly, we're asked about this diagram here. So line YZ on the diagram. So this line from there to there represents the mineral composition of rock taken from the bottom of Crater Lake. Okay, we're asked to identify the percentage by volume of each of the three minerals. We're going to want to be looking at the side. All right, so all we need to do is look from this line YZ and look at those transitions. Okay, so the first line is around here. Okay, so let's say that's about 27%. Getting us in around there. Should be around 13% for biotite. And lastly, making up the rest of the 100%, of course, is 60%. All right, thank you for using JD's Prep.